Hi, I'm Amanda Skelton, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today I'd like to show you how to make this card. So this is a stepper card. I can't believe it is the first time I think I've ever made a stepper card. I think I've always thought they look really complicated and difficult to make and will take a long time, but actually they're really easy. So I wish I'd picked up doing this before. So they stand up like this, as you can see the profile there. Really nice cards, just something a bit different. And the thing that really helps with this is this paper. So this paper is the Seasons of Elegance, and it comes in the 4 colours, which is the green, like a crumb cake, a red and a blue. Gorgeous. And then the other sides are not metallic, but they are coordinating, so you can see there. So you have a non-metallic side as well. So these are gorgeous. You get 2 sheets of each of the colours, so 8 sheets in total of 4 colours. Really good. But what you want to do with it really is make it an accent. So you don't want to sort of use up too much of that because it's got the lovely gold detailing on it. So yeah, so that's brilliant for this because it just adds all the detail for you already. So what I've done on this one is I've actually used the reverse side. So I've not used the shiny side just because I wanted to make the trees. So we're going to do some heat embossing for the greeting and the trees. And I just felt as if it would make it pop a bit more. You can do whichever you like really. Another paper that would be really good for this is, let me just get it, is also the dry brushed metallic paper. Again, you get sort of like this pinky colour. Let me open it up for you. I think you get 2 sheets of each of these. So a pink and gold, and then like a blue and gold as well, which again is gorgeous. They're only one-sided, but you get 2, I think you get 2 sheets of both of those. But again, gorgeous papers. So so you get 4 sheets of that, but again, it's something you want to use very sparingly. So that's what we're going to do for this. And then the stamp set I'm using, or the bundle, is the Peaceful Evergreens bundle. So you get this lovely stamp set here. So we've got the small trees we're going to use, and then we've got 4 larger trees and a star and some other detail. And then you have the matching dies here as well. So I've got these dies here. So you can do 2 levels, so you can have like a skeleton on top of one of the main ones. So you could do this in a colour, and then you could die cut, say, a gold or a silver to sort of have on front of it. So really good dies as well there. Right, so I'm going to do a different colourway. I'm going to use the red card for this one, but you can see we're going to make the same card. So the other thing we're going to do is use some metallic enamel effects liquid to make these dots. I don't know if you can see them there. To make these dots here. So if you haven't got something, you know, the actual accents to add on, you can make your own. Okay, so what do we need? So I'm using real red as my base card colour, and then I've got gold card and the DSP. And then what I've also done on here is added some like metallic string here. This one that I'm using isn't current, but there are 2 different sets of gold trim and silver in the current catalogue, so you can get something similar. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Okay, so the sizes you need are, so the main card piece is 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inch. That's an extra piece. Then you want a gold piece, which is let's do this one first. A gold piece which is 7/8 inch by 5 5/8 inch, and then a piece of pattern paper DSP which is 3/4 inch by 5.5 inches. Then you want 2 pieces of gold card, which is 7/8 inch by 2 7/8 inch, and 2 pieces of DSP, which is 3/4 inch by 2 3/4 inch. So you want 2 of each of those. And then your middle section is going to be, if I can find my dimensions, why can't I find my dimensions? 3, let me just check that, 3 5/8. Yeah, So 3 5/8 of an inch by 3 inches for the gold, and then the DSP wants to be 3.5 inches by 2 7/8. So that's all the cutting that you need, and then you'll want some coloured card for doing the embossing of the trees and the sentiment. Right, so starting with the main piece first, so the score marks. So what you want to do is on the long edges, you want to cut, so you can see a cut mark there. So 1 inch in and 1 inch along, you want to start scoring from 1 inch up to 5 1/8 of an inch. And then you want to do the same the other side, so 1 inch in and 1 inch up, start scoring up to 5 1/8 of an inch. Okay, and then I don't know if you can see some score marks here. So on the outside edges, you want to score at 1 inch, 2 inch, and again 5 1/8 of an inch. So all on the outside, both sides, so you can see that both sides. Then on the inside, you want to score up to 4 1/8, and that's between the lines as opposed to the outside of the lines. Okay, so what we can do then, first of all, is we can do all of our layering. So you can add all your layers on. Again, it's up to you if you want to use the gold side. I am going to let's see how, oh, that wasn't particularly brilliant, but that just about got away with that. So what am I going to do? I might leave that as the shiny side because it's not very detailed where the trees are going to be, so, and it's quite shiny there, so I think I might actually use the shiny side. It seems such a shame not to, really. Oh. Let's just move up a little bit and I can see what I'm doing. If you're using glue tape, I would always, when you're adding your top layers, I would always sort of do it in about 45-degree angle, and then it won't stick on before you're ready for it to, unlike that piece which I held it down too far. Okay, and then don't be in too much of a rush to put your sections onto the base, especially the main section, because we need to put the gold string onto it. Okay, so you should have all your sections. So the section where you've scored at 1 inch up, that's where you're going to put your wide narrow section there. And then you can see between these two score lines, we're going to put these. Okay, so you can do that if you want to, but do not put this piece on yet. And the great thing about this card is you really, you can do this with any patterned paper. It will look really nice. But it's just, or even if you haven't got patterned paper, you can have plain card and stamp your own design on it to make a pattern. Okay, so we've got that section all sorted. So get your trim, and I think I'm going to use that side, so that the trees will stand out. Okay, so I've got some tearing tape, and what we're going to do is turn it over. So double-sided glue doesn't work very well for this. You need something really that's going to tape it down. So that's the side I want it. So I'm going to, doesn't matter if it's top or the bottom, so you want to just tape that in place. And I've done it sort of like crisscross, so it's up to you how wide you want to have it crisscrossed. like that. You can get rid of any excess you don't need. And then I'm going to do the same with the piece. Again, working from the reverse of the card. What I might do is just, you don't have to do anything with these bits at all. You don't have to take the top layers off. I'm just going to pull that back a little bit. And then I'm going to put that about there. And then make that quite wide at the top. So yeah, so I'm happy with that. So just get rid of, again, a little bit of the excess. Okay, so that's going to be that section there. So now I've done that, I'm going to do some heat embossing. So this is my extra piece of card that I've got, which is the same colour as my base card. I've got an embossing body, so you can get this as part of the embossing kit that's in the catalogue at the moment, and you get a little tray and you get a couple of tools and you get the embossing body powder as well. So what you want is a so that's what that does. It's gets rid of the static, so that when we stamp the put the embossing powder on, it doesn't go to all of the cards, so it only goes to the stickiness. So we're going to use Versamark watermark stamp pad. That's effectively like glue, and that's what we're going to stick this gold stamping emboss powder onto. You can get this in lots of different colours. So this is gold. Doesn't look very gold here, but it does go very nice gold when it's heated. You can get clear, white, you can get all sorts of colours, so these are really good. So I've got my stamp here, and I'm going to stamp it into my stamp pad, and I'm going to give that a good press. You can see it leaves a little bit of a mark, and then what I'm going to do is so it's a bit like if you're doing glitter that you did as a kid, and then you're just going to add on the powder, give it a little bit of a shake around, a little bit of a tap, so you can see that hasn't really gone anywhere other than the stamped image. If it had, just get a small paintbrush, and if you were really worried, you can just sort of remove around the edges, but actually that's gone quite well. So it looks like you use a lot of the powder. In reality you don't, because you put all your leftovers back in. As you know, if you do with glitter, you think you're using a lot of glitter and you end up with a lot of it back in your pot, so it's quite good value really. So let's just put that over there. You do end up with the powder everywhere though, that's the only trouble. And then what I'm also going to do while I'm here is I'm going to stamp my sentiment. So I might as well do them both at the same time. So I've just got a Christmas greetings one from a different set. There aren't any sentiments on this particular set. I'm just going to make sure that that is all, because I'm not sure I did that side before. So again, got plenty of embossing, so I'm going to do it quite close to the bottom, because then it saves me having to cut out too much. So you can see that's really nice and clear. Okay, get your paper again. I could have stamped these both at the same time, but I wasn't that organised. So again, get your embossing powder. Again, you can see that's really nice and clear and crisp. Oh, I'm making a right mess with the powder, aren't I, today? Right, save a bit more. Okay, so now I've got my heat tool. This isn't a Stampin' Up heat tool, but you can get a Stampin' Up one. And we're going to, it's basically like a hairdryer. Let me talk while it's not going. It's basically like a hairdryer, but without blowing air, so it doesn't blow the powder off, so it's just heating. And you'll see when it starts to heat up, it changes from this sort of matte colour to a nice shiny gold. You can see it changing there, look. Mind you, don't get your fingers in the way. And then just work from one direction to the other. Make sure you get the edges nicely done. Look at that, it's just gorgeous, isn't it? See how lovely and shiny that is. Okay, so I've got powder everywhere. So I'm going to die cut that one out. So I've got the die here for the trees. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim that one off first. Alright, I shall use that, cut that properly in a minute. I just wanted to cut that off so it didn't go all, have a horrible imprint because of these plates. So that's why I did that first. So if you need to use washi tape to keep it in place, you can do. But I'm going to wing it. Actually, that's come out really well. Excuse me. Okay, so that's all we need that for. So we have got our base section. We have got our trees. Let me just trim that down a little bit more. Yep, so that's fine to do that. Okay, so I'm going to raise both of these up. So I've just got some little sticky pads, sticky foam pads here. So just add those onto the back. And the same for your sentiment. Okay, so this is your middle section here. So now you can glue this on. So I'm going to, what you can do if you want to is you can take these off, and then that adds a little bit more glue to your back of your card. If I can get it off. My thumbnails have just recently broken, so I haven't got my thumbnails to use anymore. There you go. My other nails are standing in nicely, she says. There you go. Okay, and then you want to tape the rest. And that one's ended. Okay, so I want that to the left. You can have obviously any way you like. Okay, before I add on this, we'll do the folding. Okay, so you've got two score marks here at the bottom, just above this long section here. So make those go that way. And then you've got another one there that wants to go the other direction. You've got that one there that wants to go that direction. And then you've got that one there and that one wants to go that direction. So you can see, you get like this valley, so mountain, valley, mountain, mountain. Okay, so that makes your mechanism. So now I'm going to add on my heat embossed trees. Thank God for nails, eh? And I'm going to place that there. And then add my sentiment. Okay, and then I'm going to just place that across there, and I don't mind if it goes over my gold trim. There you go. So if you want to, you can leave it there, but what I've also then got is these metallic enamel effect basics. So this is gold. You get them in sets of 3. So this is gold, bronze and silver. I think there's a red, white and blue one as well. Really good, and this will last forever. If you want to practice it, but you just want to do, and I'm going to use this area here that's a little bit more bland, if you like, and you just want to squeeze and then just lift up to the top, and then they will settle down. If you give it a little jiggle, it'll just make it into little round dots like little pearls, and then you want to leave that for at least an hour. If you can, leave it overnight, because they do get squashed. That one got a little bit squashed. I'm just about to get away with that one. So, but they do get squashed. If you want to put any more anywhere else, you can, but I just sort of use that just to fill in a little bit of a blank space. So I hope you've enjoyed that. That is a stepper card. And we've got these 3 colours here, which look gorgeous with these papers. They just look so, so nice with these papers. Really good cards. So I hope you've enjoyed that. As always, you can find me on Pinterest and YouTube as Amanda's Crafted Cards, and you can find all the products on my Stampin' Up website, which is at www.amandascraftedcards.stampingup.net. What are we today? We're the 28th, I think, of October. So you've still got the kits promotion going on at the moment until the end of this month, which is really good. I think it's something like 15% or 30% off kits. Really, really good deal at the moment. So, and there's some good Christmas ones in there. Okay, hope you enjoyed that anyway, and I shall speak to you later. Take care. Bye bye.